Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I don't know how long that middle episode was. I'm sorry if it was only 5 minutes. But, this is the bad ending episode. This is the episode we're all going to cry. I'm assuming we just make all the decisions we didn't make. I don't really know. We'll see. Also, between episodes, I learned that there is a load feature that will load you into the different chapters, so that I wasted so much time just now. Anyway, what do you think, Hanako? Okay, that's the load feature I was talking about. I guess it kind of takes us... Never mind. I'll see you in a bit, I guess. Okay, we're gonna do this again, boys. Hey, Katawa Shoujoers. I don't know why I said that. So now I'm just gonna save it just in case something stupid happens. Yeah, right? It doesn't matter. I tried the load feature and it just kicked me out, as you saw just now. So I had to go all the way back through the beginning of the story again. So this is Act 2 of Hanako's, and now we gotta say, what do you think, Hanako? What do you say, Hanako? If I'll help... Oh god, it's on auto. Okay, what do you say, Hanako? If we all help, it shouldn't take long at all. Hanako, fidgeting, answers my question before she can even form the words. I really need to go. Well, that was to be expected. Looks like it's just me and the council girls again. It's easier to resign myself to another afternoon's work in a small council office. I'll catch up with you later, okay? Okay. Right. Now all the farewells are over. It's work time. Misha and Suzune frog march me to the student council office, never once letting go of my shoulders. Feel a little bad for ditching Hanako like this, but this is the price of getting Misha off her back, so be it. So then, what are you up to today? Debrief. I thought it was just cake. Huh? Isn't this supposed to happen after something? Yep, we have to collate all the information from the festival so that Shi-chan can debrief the teachers. Shizune drops a large pile of paperwork on the desk in front of me and smiles succulently. You need to sort those out in 2 piles. One for financial stuff like receipts, one for feedback, one for positive feedback, maybe one for the things that look like they'll be problems next year, and one for the problems that could probably won't be able to be fixed. That's a few more than 2 piles. Huh? Oh, right. Yeah, I thought it would be only 2 piles. My bad. Right, well, while I'm doing this, what will you two be doing? Well, we missed lunch because we're collecting other reports, so we're gonna go get some food. Why didn't you just sort them out while you were collecting them? Thankfully, my self-defense mechanism kicks in, preventing me from opening my mouth from further worsening my situation. Eh? How's that fair? Aw, I was spreading over the unfair distribution of work so much that I didn't notice that Shizune had kept on signing. If it weren't for Misha's outburst, I probably wouldn't have noticed at all. Shizune seems to be delivering a fairly long string of commands to Misha. None of them look pleasant. Aw. Reaching a conclusion, Misha briefly signs to Shizune and then sits down at the desk next to me. Shizune waves to both of us before disappearing out of the door. Oh, it's just me and Misha? That's so weird. We've never had just a solo mission with Misha. What was that all about? Shi-chan was worried that you'd get it all wrong unless you weren't supervised. And since she can't tell you how we're messing things up, she's making me stay. Aw, bummer. I want to go with Shi-chan. But she is going to bring us back some food. How good is that? Misha's flippancy is out of this world, from down in the dumps and to on top of the world over some calories. It's hard to imagine how anyone could operate on that level. Well, it could have been worse. So, what are we supposed to be doing? Collation. Cool. Yeah, I gathered that. Well, let's just start making piles. We'll work out what the piles mean later. Right. We start to separate all the papers into increasingly complex piles. At first, it's just simple categories: financial, feedback, incident reports. Then they split apart into the good and bad reports, and then further still, until it starts to look like we've thrown papers onto the desk. This is hopeless. Yeah? Why? We're doing what we're told, right? Yeah, but it looks like we're just making a mess. Now, I think we got it done. Chi-chan will be able to work out the rest from here. So, I think we can stop about here then. It's almost as if Misha's common sense left the room with Shizune. Still, there's no point in arguing. Anyway, what's the deal with you and Hanako? Deal? You were hanging out with her today, weren't you? Have there been any fireworks, any gossip with your withholding from me? If I told you about my own circumstances, it wouldn't be gossip, would it? I guess not. We're just friends, I guess. Why are you so interested? I thought you and Shizune didn't like her. It's not really like that. You know, Shichan and Lily don't get along well, and since you can't really get Hanako away from Lily, we don't talk to her much. But that doesn't mean I can't still be concerned for her. What is there to be concerned about? Well, she never hangs out with anyone else, right? It's no good, Hichan. If Shizune and Lily dislike each other because their personalities are different, then I hate to think how Misha and Hanako would get along. I mean, in one way or another, we're all in the same boat here, right? Well, I guess. This one time, when she left class halfway through, Shichan went to the teacher and asked what was going on and what to be done about it. He said that every student has special needs and that Shichan shouldn't worry herself about it. Hanako never does any group work, she just runs off. Isn't that enough to be concerned about? I guess you're right. She's still hardly said a word when we're talking. Well, that's more than I'd been able to do. Shichan and I both tried when she started, but she got scared and ran off. I consider telling Misha that's exactly the same thing that happened to me, but she seems caught up in thought. Listening to Misha without Shizune's influences is interesting. I think she needs to realize that people here don't care what she looks like and that she can trust us. If she could, I'd feel a lot better about her. I think this is the longest I've watched Misha without seeing her sign. When she's with Shizune, she's constantly waving her hands about explaining the world to Shizune. Along with the amount of effort probably places a strain on an agile mind. Let's face it, Misha isn't the world's brightest spark. Well, I'll keep an eye on her for you. But you should probably apologize for earlier. I don't think Hanako's cut out for that kind of joke. Oh. I didn't even notice. Sorry. Don't say it to me, mention it to her. Alright, first thing tomorrow, I'll speak to her. Good. Cacophony from the door heralds the return of Shizune. I guess she can't really tell how much noise she's making. Oh, Shichan, you're back! Shizune appears completely laden with goods from the convenience store. There was some surplus left from the festivals. Since this is the officially festival business, I've splurged a little. Nice idea, Shichan. 10 points. Is that really allowed? For someone who refuses to join us, you seem to be taking unhealthy interest in the politics of this council. I shall punish your insolence by rationing your portion of the feast. Fine, I get it. Misha slides the multiple stacks of paper to one side to make room for the avalanche of food Shizune is spreading out. As I watch my hard yet misdirected work become wasted, I realize that it's little wonder why these two need help. The convenience store meal isn't overly tasty, but it's at least very filling. Thanks for helping me today. Most of the time, we just made up reports for the staff. This year, we could at least make up some relevant headings on the debrief. Are you sure this isn't a corrupt organization? Not at all. We're by the book. It's not our fault if the book isn't specific enough. I thought that was the definition of corruption. You think too much. You know what? You're probably right. Anyway, I must be off. That is, if I'm allowed to leave. Your work has been deemed sufficient. You may leave. Well, thank you. You know, if you're stressed the free meal side of things over the endless workload side, you'd probably end up with more recruits. You might just have a point. Well, think about it. And think about what we talked about. You don't have to tell that to Shizune if you don't want. What? Oh, right. I'll try to see her tomorrow. Good night, Hichan. Night, Misha. Shizune. Oh. It's a little weird. I don't know how long this episode has to be. I've been recording for an hour and a half, and the fucking good ending episode only lasted 30 minutes. I've been trying to get here for an hour, so I don't know. Chirping birds. So normally this wouldn't be a good time to reflect upon the beauty of nature, but it is 6 a.m. Covering my head with a pillow, I slam my face into the mattress, hoping the impact will send me instantly back to sleep. So I think we can skip to where we haven't been, because I think it skips over the things that we've seen already. And it's just going to take us to the stuff we haven't seen. I believe. If it doesn't, I'm very sorry. Okay, yeah. It stops at the stuff we haven't seen. I think back to my chat with Misha the other day. Is Hanako's behavior something to be concerned about, or is she just shy? Then there's Lily earlier this morning. The concern from both of them seemed to be genuine, and they still don't know the situation better than I. But really, how could I possibly help? I'm not a plastic surgeon. I can't help her appearance, nor am I a psychologist who can make her more sociable. So what the hell do Lily and Misha want me to do? It's frustrating. Hanako and I are quickly becoming friends on our own accord, and because of that, it's like everyone wants me to solve all her problems. I have no idea how to do that. No one can cure my heart, nor Lily's eyes, nor anyone who's here in this school. However, I see no harm in becoming better friends with Hanako. Now that she's warming up to me, I kind of enjoy hanging out with her. So, Hisao, are you enjoying yourself? Lily's words break me out of my reverie, and I take a second to reconsider where I am. I'm in a room with two girls in their bedclothes. This is something to be enjoyed. Yeah, it's relaxing. Almost like I'm not in school anymore. Do you do this often? Nice. Okay. So this can be a little quicker than I thought. Oh man, we talked to Miki this early? It's crazy. Alright, so I guess we just deny, yeah? I don't think so. We're just friends. Damn. Oh wait, why am I trying to skip? I'm bad. No. Thought I discovered something nice for a moment there. I understand. Girls and guys don't need boyfriends or girlfriends after all. What she says is true. Even if I do have feelings for Hanako, right now we are good friends, and I don't want to mess that up. But I also don't want to be more than that for her. It's hard. Miki gives off a different vibe from the other girls. Talking to her feels more like talking to a guy than a woman. If she prefers male company, it doesn't help that notion either. How about we call it a day? I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to try and take a nap. My head is killing me. Judging by Hanako's instant relief, I can only assume that I've guessed right. I don't think she wants to be out and about. Wordlessly, she turns and heads back through the school gate. We walk all the way back to the dorms together, stopping awkwardly at the spot where we need to part. Well then, goodbye. Do you want to have some tea or something later? How about a game? Hanako shakes her head embarrassedly. I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow? I've got homework. Suppose she would have a bit of schoolwork to catch up on. She's missed a few days of lessons after all. Homework. Thanks for reminding me. I got a stack to do as well. Guess I'll see you tomorrow. See you, so. Before I could say goodbye, Hanako turned and began walking towards the entrance to the female dormitory building. Look at the door. She disappears through for a bit before going off towards my own dorms. Tomorrow will be a better day. Okay, so we're back here, and I don't really know. I don't think it matters. I'm just gonna do the trust my own, because I know that was like the bad option before. Okay. I listen carefully to what Lily has to say, but I can't bring myself to agree with her. Hanako is a delicate person at the best of times, and after what happened to her when her birthday was brought up, I think this is its very last situation where we should be leaving her alone if she's deliberately secluding herself. Feels like Lily has a very definitive image of how best to deal with Hanako in her mind, though, not just now, but in all the time that I've known the two. I mull over the best course of action in my head, and I find myself trying to verbally agree with Lily so softly as I ambivalently can. Is this not the same? Alright. We make some small talk afterwards, but neither of us really has much to stomach for it in the light of recent events. We say our goodbyes before I hang up. I want to talk to Hanako myself, to help her as best I can. The best thing for her right now would be to have someone close to her, not to be left alone. Oh my god, I wrap my knuckles thrice on Hanako's door. As expected, there's no answer. I briefly consider knocking again, but I know full well that I'd just get the same result if I did. Resting my hand on Hanako's door handle, I try to prepare what I want to say to her. Try as I might, I can't really think of anything worth saying. I want to comfort her, yes, but I have no idea how to do that. That alone is almost enough to stop me. I told Lily that I would, though, so I feel like I have to follow through, whether I'm confident about it or not. I turn the handle downwards with a large amount of hesitation. It doesn't move far, though, due to the door being locked. Hanako. So she really has locked me out. After everything that happened between us and the time we spent together, she shut me out completely. I don't know if you can hear me, but I just want to talk to you a bit. If you can't hear me, could you unlock the door? This is creepy. I wait in silence. Minutes pass, but eventually I hear footsteps coming to the door and the lock being worked. At least she's willing to hear me out. That's one good thing. I don't really know what to say, but I just wanted to see you. I wanted to make sure you're alright. I take a breath before pushing the handle down, opening the door. If she unlocked it without raising any protest, it should be fine for me to go in. Hanako is sitting on the side of her bed, her face sullen as though deep in thought. Her room is stark as ever, and right now, she seems perfectly suit the mood for it gives off. What a dickhead. Fuck off. Eventually, oh god, eventually her eyes slowly move to the door. As soon as she notices my presence, she darts off her bed and jumps to her feet, facing me straight on. Her oversized gown makes her gesture look all the more sweeping as it freely moves around her light frame. What are you? I quickly regret coming in as I look at her. She looks depressed. There's a tinge of anger behind it, so she can make this kind of expression as well. I just wanted to check on you, that you were alright. I thought it would be okay since you unlocked the door. Hanako opens her mouth to speak, but quickly closes it again before looking away. We stand in silence for a while, before she steps back and sits down on the side of her bed. I'm not sure whether she's frustrated with me and resigned to the fact that I'm here, or genuinely okay with me being in her room. Once again, I find myself completely unable to work out how she feels. It's annoying. I end up walking to her desk chair and taking a seat. I do it slowly, to allow her time to raise any issues she might have with me sticking around, but she doesn't say anything. All she does is stare at the ground, not moving a muscle. After sitting with my front to the chair's back, I take a better look at Hanako. She appears pale, but her cheeks look red. I'm not sure she's been eating well, either, given how thin her frame looks. Lily might have said it would be better if I kept more distance from her, but it's hard to think that was the correct way to deal with Hanako as she looks like this. She keeps looking at the ground without a word, as if waiting for me to say something. It's entirely reasonable, since I'm the one who came into her room. Want to go somewhere? Going down the hill might be a bit much, but we could at least go for a walk outside. Why do you want to do that? I was just thinking it might help you a bit. You spend so much time inside, your skin's gonna get pale as lilies before too long. I snort in amusement, expecting Hanako to do the same, but she gives no reaction. She just goes back, looking at the ground. If you don't want to go, I don't want to go either. It's fine. I played soccer and hung out with friends after school a lot before coming to Yamaku, so I like being outdoors. Hanako shows no visible reaction. It's hard to talk to her when the discussion is so one-sided. We could go to the library, if it wasn't closed about now. The gardens would be fine, though. She begins to play with her hair. It's distracting, and strikes me as a little unusual for her. Then again, since the incident in class happened, I've been tiptoeing around her for fear of hurting her like that again. Actively trying to get her outside might be a good thing. I lean forward a bit more in the chair to give her a slightly forced smile to try and lighten the mood a little. There wouldn't be anyone around by now, so you wouldn't have to worry about someone getting in our way. Could be like a little date or something. I give a small chuckle, but catch myself as Hanako stops playing with her hair and grips the bed tightly. Hanako's mouth moves, but try as I might, I can't pick out what she's mumbling. Hanako? You don't understand. Even now, I can barely understand what she says. It feels as if she's trying to make her presence as small as possible. It's incredibly natural for her to do in class or around others, but it hurts when she tries it around me. I told you, it's fine. It's just a little walk. Nobody will notice us. I get out of the chair and I walk towards the door, turning back to invite Hanako along. First of all, she's still in her pajamas, bro. Once again, she doesn't respond at all to what I say. I don't. Going outside for a bit is good for clearing for your head. Why do you want to do this? Because I want to help you. I don't want help. Did you just come here to try and get me out? I don't mind. I think everyone needs help sometimes. When I was trying to get through my first days at Yamaku, you and Lily helped me a lot. Besides, I'm not exactly busy. I don't want to go. I'm fine. I don't really think it's healthy to stay indoors that long. God, that's how I hate him right now. The sun's still got a little life in it, so it's not too late to have at least a little walk. I could probably use a bit of exercise anyway to help wake me up. I've still got some homework to get done, and it wouldn't be good to fall asleep halfway through doing it. Then go. By myself? She nods. Well, I'm not really against that, but are you sure? I swung by to invite you to come with me. Fine. You can go. Come on, just a small walk. Please, just go. I'm fine here. Hanako. I try to look at her face to gauge her feelings, but her expression is wooden, as if it was so carefully arranged that a single movement might cause it to collapse. Well, if you want to stay here, maybe we could play a game. Just leave, please. I don't want to do anything right now. Surely there's something you want to do. It must be boring sitting here in your room all alone. I want you to go. Come Come on, you don't have to be like that. I just want to spend time with you. Lily and I are worried, so you talked to her? Yeah, we were on the phone just a little while ago. We were both really worried about you. Hanako mumbles to herself again. It's increasingly disturbing. Hanako, I'm telling you, please go away. You don't understand anything. If we just had a talk, you could tell me what I don't understand. I just want to protect you. I don't really see... Get out. Please. Just locking yourself in your room isn't going to help anything, Hanako. Please. Silence. Hanako, I just want to help you. Ooh. Whoa. She suddenly storms off her bed, turning me with an expression that completely off guard. Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Hanako yells at me with such a force that the first time I've seen in a long time, I feel genuinely frightened. I have no idea how to react to this, and Hanako of all people. Leave! I'm telling you to go! But I was trying to help you. I know I need help. I know I'm broken. I need you to tell me that. I never said you were broken or anything like that. It's written on your face. It's written on Lily's face. It's written on everybody's faces. I see a therapist every week. Lily dotes on me as if I were her child, and now, even you. Nothing's changed. Nothing at all. I hate Lily. And I hate you more than anyone. Damn. Her face moves in a strange, almost grotesque ways. I've never seen anyone completely lose it before, but it looks like the usual quiet, withdrawn girl in front of me is going into such a destructive cycle before my eyes. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what I should say or do. Go! Leave me alone! Get out of here! I take a step back, then another, and then another. My retreat is only halted when I felt the door against my back. I can't fix this situation. Nothing I would say would change anything now. I feel like I'm in a strange and deeply unsettling foreign world. I don't want to be here anymore. The door handle fights my clumsy attempts to open the door without turning my back to Hanako. Eventually, thankfully, the handle moves downwards. God, that was gross, I'm sorry. I open the door as fast as I can, almost leap backwards through it. I go as though As I go through, I keep my eyes on the girl in front of me. She's not broken. Hanako isn't broken. If she was broken, then I'm just as broken as she is after all that's happened to me. Lily only ever did the best by her, and I only ever tried to protect her as best I could. She's so sad. Hanako looks down, all her energy spent. Now that I've stepped out of her room, the worst of her fury is gone. But even now, I can't bring myself to argue with her. It's not just the deep shock at what she said. It feels like something else is stopping me, something deep that makes me feel physically sick. Without a word, I slowly shut the door. The creak of the old hinges sounds almost deafening. With a final thud, the wooden door closes. The Hanako that I felt I knew disappears behind it. And only the faint orange slivers, the light peak around the very edges. I feel numb. Without anything else to do, I begin to walk back to my dormitory room, mechanically placing one foot in front of the other while barely registering a thing around me. My mind keeps ticking, questioning everything that I thought I knew about Hanako. But one thing is not questioned. It's shutting the door that brought a close to more than a single visit. Oh. That just hurt.